Welcome back to the Starketer, episode 17. This week we're talking all about coverage and how achieving that coverage can help supplement all the content we produce in positioning ourselves as experts in our field. Now, coverage can take lots of different formats. It could be sponsored content through blogs that you post on industry-leading websites, or perhaps even more importantly, it's getting your press releases out there when you've got something to really shout about. That can be new hires, expanding the team and showing that you're growing and having great success. Equally, it could be acquisition of a new client, a real household name that you want to make sure people know that you're working with. Or perhaps even making sure that your clients and your potential audience are aware that you've just had a really great year, 6 months or a quarter. Reporting that success really helps elevate your position because inherently a lot of the content you produce is going on your sites and your socials. But when you begin to occupy the spaces of, say, industry websites or local, regional, or even national publications, you're putting yourselves in front of an even greater potential audience and also benefiting from the reputation of the publication that you find yourself within. So that supplemental effect then compounds that expertise. So not only are people seeing from yourself that you're the experts, but that you're occupying the spaces that they get a lot of their information from and trust. Therefore, you are deemed trustworthy too. So make sure when you've got those stories to shout about, to make sure that you push them out there. Make those connections and occupy these spaces of coverage to help elevate that trust and expertise that your audience has built within your own organization. Now, moving on to our key lesson for the week. And this one's very short and very sweet, but it perfectly encapsulates what I think a lot of us are quite guilty of and how we should avoid it. And that's 3 simple words, which are don't watch others. And frankly, I think that's really important, especially in an age when social media is so prevalent. We can't help but compare, whether in our personal or professional lives, whether as an individual within an organization or as a company as a whole. We're all on our own paths and we're all going to get to where we need to be in our time. Some people may do it faster, but don't get hung up watching what others do. In theory, think about this for marketing wise. If a competitor puts out a really great campaign, don't emulate it because that's just copying. Maybe think about what the ideas were that got them to that point and see how you can do something similar and even better. So I think the key lesson really is stop watching what everyone else is doing and focus on you and your business and starting that marketing function to make sure that what you're doing is right for you and not just copying a company out that is also out there, because that's right for them, but is it right for you? And now finally for episode 17, our inspiration comes from a slightly different source. And obviously, as I'm sure we're all aware, the Euros is currently in full swing. And obviously, Euros players, the footballers themselves, carry a huge social following. So how do you potentially hijack that for your own effect? Well, Netflix has a series in France called Lupin, which is like a detective show. And what they did is they placed him in the background of loads of these footballers' photos to get that subtle messaging out there. And I just thought that was a really cool way of promoting the show and his mysterious air by just placing him in the background of all of these images that people will see, maybe not even notice him, but subconsciously it creates a great campaign to put out there as a promotional for the series. Maybe just something to think about moving forward as an idea of how you can take a news story that's very current and turn it to your own effect. Thanks very much for watching this week. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode of The Starketer. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you then.